Peace and Allah you Akbar. Welcome back to the Jihad Lives Forever podcast. We back with part two. Tonight we getting into a lot of question and answers. I had brother Cho Goodson on the other night, and actually the show ran during the daytime, and he spoke on a lot of good things that was life some life changing game, some information. Heads got to rolling. And had to bring the brother back on because there was some information I had never heard before. I thought it was a very constructive show with some very positive information. And so, man, welcome back, man. As I always tell y'all in my shows, this is the place where the problem solvers become the teachers. We bring it sexy back to the everyday hardworking man and women who impact your life within close proximity, bringing value back to non-white people in this concept called America rising above this madness, which is called Black culture. I guess y'all probably wondering why I got a hood on, you know what I'm saying? But I know it's summertime, it's hot outside, but it's not hot inside here. It's cold. It's cold, but it's like little jackets, it's like my little swag flavors, like my little swag style, But listen, I'm not gonna get into a lot of things I typically would do because we got a lot to cover tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the brother on in a hot second. But before I do, man, I just want to bring highlight to a young man, I had the privilege of meeting last night. This is brother J Mac. J Mac is a young man that deals with autism. But just last night, man, he came up to the league. He played with us. Just his courage, his strength, his intelligence, his attitude towards the teammates, and just his energy when he hit the court, man. So I just want to give him a shout out, man. Y'all go give him a follow on IG at Jalen_Macklin. That's where you can find him. He has a lot of inspirational videos, and just like people that deal with autism, they are very intelligent people. I have a niece that's dealing with autism, and it's something that we deal with, and I love my niece very much, and I expect great things from my niece moving forward into the future. But we have to understand that, man, things impact our lives in different areas, in major areas of our lives, and we need to embrace these things, man, and we need to understand how we can correct some of the things that we deal with in society. But I just want to give a shout out to brother J Mac. J Mac, I guess I'll see you again next Wednesday. Pop, thank you for bringing him out. And I want to thank everybody that night who was at the Showtime's Men's Basketball League for embracing him and embracing the moment and supporting that cause. So, man, listen, I know the last show we got into, man, Brother Cho Anderson was really breaking it down. Tonight, we're going to be taking questions and answers. If you have questions, please bring them. I have already submitted these questions to him. He is ready for the smoke. So some of these things, when I send some of these questions I sent to him, I'll be like, maybe he may not want to touch that. He probably don't want to deal with that, but that's not the case. So, like I say, man, without further ado, and I always said I need to stop saying that, man. Let me go ahead and bring my brother in, man. Cho, what's going on with you, man? Cho, what's going on with you? Your mic muted. Your mic's muted.
Apology.
There we go.
A lot going on. That's why I had to mute the mic. Apology, man. Apology. How you doing?
Man, I'm still learning, man. How you doing, good brother?
Man, nothing, man. Y'all done make me go out and get the whiteboard. You know what I'm saying? For this presentation, I gotta bring to y'all, man. And show
yeah.
Oh
yeah. Without a doubt, man. So, obviously, like I told you the last time, man, when we did the last show, heads were rolling. People had a lot of questions. A lot of my financial heads, a lot of people who are certified licensed in insurance agency, businesses and finance, they got a lot of questions. I think the main thing that really got them going was the IUL, the mention of the IUL and things of that nature. And, and then also too, I have a lot of people who really want to become not so much as employees, but they really want to learn how to be their own bank. Just a common man and woman who's ready to make that change of mind to be a little bit more easier with life as far as finances and businesses, not having to work 60 years, can't retire, and you're too old to enjoy life. So tonight, man, it's yours. People I guess will be dropping in eventually. There will be questions and there will be comments. Here's the brother's website. If y'all want to check out the website, I did not put the link in the descriptions. I apologize, but moving forward, anytime I post anything, it will be a link in the description, so you all can just click on it. This is actually rather kind of primitive and things of that nature, but I'm gonna take that. That's gonna be on me. Always, man, if you like all the content that I share on this show, things that I present, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. Tell a problem solver to come on in. Now, as I always tell y'all, people who come on this show are people who are passionate about solving problems in whatever respective arena in life that they are. I've been knowing this brother a while. Like I told you all before on the prior episode, I met this brother hooping. And it was just his energy that drew me to him. And we had conversations, come to find out that he's an individual with great wisdom, great knowledge, and he actually is for the people, to help people get to a level of life where it's peaceful. Buddy of mine I was talking to earlier today, who's into finances, say that, listen, when you have money and you have a peace of mind and you have property and life is decent, it kind of helps give you a peace of mind. It kind of help you to understand and live life a little bit better. But if you always stressed out, worried about bills, worried about money, or don't even know how to get money or understand how some of these things work in the system, you can have some very stressful days. And the one thing that we really want to end in all Black families is generational poverty. And sometimes people say some things ain't generational, some things are just a decision. So that's what we want to move into tonight, man. Brother, you ready to get to it, man?
Yeah, man. I want to answer as many questions as I can today. So
Okay.
if we want to get to the Q&A, and any questions of any kind revolve around the IUL. I think I seen a text you sent saying that you have to put $100,000 in the IUL. I don't know what IUL you getting, but that you don't. That's not a requirement to get an IUL.
Okay.
It's not. IUL is based on your individual financial well-being. Whatever your individual financial well-being, it'll let you know if you are in the position, cash flow wise, to put that money away in the agreed upon amount that you agree upon when you go into contract with the insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's individual based, but you don't have to be. That's like saying you have to be a millionaire to get the policy, and that's definitely not true. The average person that puts into their 401k, if they knew about the IUL, they will put it into their IUL because they will understand that it's tax free. I'm talking about benefits outside of just the compound interest. Notice that this is when I say talking about thinking like a bank, the first rule of banking is safety. I'm not thinking like I'm not coming with the mindset of an entrepreneur or think about an investor, and I'm an entrepreneur and an investor. I've been so since I was 15 years old. It's not a business out there I haven't tried. It's not an opportunity I haven't put my money towards. So you can't sell me on the whole entrepreneur investor side. That's not what I'm telling you about. I'm telling you that you must be a banker. You must think like a banker, like I got here on the board. Like I got right here on the board. Think like a banker. You got to change the way you think, because we've been taught to think like consumers and entrepreneurs or investors. You have to think like a banker. Your mind has to change. You don't have to have a particular skill to be a banker. Maybe know how to count some mathematics, understand how money works, different things of that nature, but it's very different than being a real estate investor where you have to fix and flip houses. You got the risk of contractors walking out on you. You got the risk of knowing every aspect of that property, every aspect of that house. And if it don't go right, you could be out of money before you break down. That's a skill set to understand when you in the red, when you in the black, when it comes to real estate. I know because I'm a real estate investor as well. I also fund real estate deals or real estate investors that fix and flip, buy and hold, rent out, or refinance their properties. So I'm not coming from a standpoint of a person that's just talking or just saying things of that nature. I'm in the private lending space. My fund, Plug Capital, is a private lending company bent on doing all activities banking. And we will be engaging in all of these things so we can create this banking system for our people.
Okay, so with that being said, since you was going there, because this is actually a question that was submitted by somebody, and with that being said, how do working class and poor obtain funding? Now, let me put that in context. Before we went live, you was talking about how a lot of things is what you speak on is built for the investor and the I forgot the other word you used, investors, and it was another word that you used, entrepreneurs. How does an everyday working man and woman and those who are considered to be on the poor side or below the poverty line, how do they get funding with your company?
Well, first they want to get educated. You want to get educated on your industry of whatever business or industry that you're in. You need to know your industry well, and then you need to understand how your business makes money, or how your business would make money if it's just a startup or whatever the case may be. Because you have to. you would have to begin to be from a consumer standpoint, and hopefully I'm answering the question right. From a consumer standpoint, you would have to change the way you think. You would have to come out of the consumer accountability standpoint, and you would have to be more into a entrepreneur investor standpoint, where you're willing to invest in an idea, create a brand or product, sell that product, upsell that product at a higher premium to get cash return for that product, in order to do it all over again, all over again, all over again. Mm-hmm. Now, some people that's not educated in the business or entrepreneurship, they create a job for themselves instead of a business. They begin to create something that they can't get away from. Even though they work for themselves, they create something that they can't get away from. It's considered a job because they have to show up to make the money for the business. The mm-hmm. business doesn't make money unless they show up. And that's the wrong way for a long term that you want to have an idea of an entrepreneur or investor. That's a start. You can start that way. You can start as a sole proprietor, or just by yourself, or whatever the case may be, or just with another person, a partner, maybe your wife or maybe your husband, or whatever the case may be. But you have to change it's all of these levels that everybody's talking about is all mindset. It's all mental understanding and wisdom and knowledge that's being kept in a lot of books, a lot of libraries, a lot of things that we won't really think that's cool or think that we should be indulging in, but this is where they hide their secrets at. And so if you're not an avid reader, if you're not reading all the time, then you're missing out on the key information that they don't want you to know because they're not putting it in the school. So I would tell the average person to just educate themselves, because that's how you build wealth. You build wealth by self-educating. All of the billionaires in the world, the millionaires and the billionaires, are college and high school dropouts.
Facts.
College and high school dropouts. Nobody taught them the blueprint. They went out and go do it themselves and learned the bumps and rolls and whatever the case may be. Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, or so they say, he went 7 years. He went 7 years straight without no profit in his business. In year 8, it went boom. He went 7 years without no profit in his business. No profit, zero profit in his business. Nobody don't talk about that. I did a study and research on Jeff Bezos. He did 7 years in his garage, no profit. And on year 8, his life changed. Boom, he stayed consistent. He was keep growing. He kept growing his page, kept growing his page. So consistency is key, but most people are not conditioned to battle test going out there by themselves. Battle test going out there by themselves. They're not battle tested. So you have to either have a mentor, somebody who's battle tested, who's did the work, who's messed up, who's screwed up, who done almost lost the house, who done been homeless, who done came back from homelessness, who done seen it all, who knows little numbers to big numbers, from big numbers to little numbers, understand money in a way that it can break it down to a child and get you to understand that if you look at money different, your world changes. If you understand what money really is, all of this becomes simple. And when you understand what money really is, then you will understand what money needs to be and what money needs to be doing. And money needs to be working. Your money needs to be working. Your money needs to be put to work. What are the safest vehicles for your money to be in that protects you against inflation and taxes and allows you to have a death benefit and a cash value on your policy, on your life, for investing into your own banking account called a premium insurance policy? And it's been done by the richest bankers in the world for hundreds of years. This is not even new. I'm glad everybody's so into the whole IUL thing and the strategies of becoming your own bank, but this is old information to the wealthy. You know what I'm saying? This is really old information to the wealthy. We're just catching on to getting the bits and pieces of what they have established over the years.
So how do those who are not wealthy, how do they break into that landscape? One of the things we always talk about was uncoming the unjust rules of financial landscapes. How do they break into that barrier and get to that level of wealth? Because a lot of people who seen the first show, a lot of people who have reached out to me said a lot of the things that you presented is really for people that's already got that kind of money, 20,000, 40,000.
No. Because when I started my policy putting in $500 a month. And you can like I said, everybody's situation is different, and your goals for your business is different. Your goals for your family is all different. Your income is different. And when you sit down with your agent, you sit down with a knowledgeable agent this way. You must make sure that they understand what you're trying to do for your family. You're trying to establish a legacy and be able to leave not just the death benefit, because that's what they sell us in life insurance. Now, in term, they sell us just the death benefit. It has no cash value, has no wealth building principles about it.
Lost my good brother. Come on back in, man. Come on back in, Cho. All right. Got a little technical difficulties, but I hope everybody's pretty much playing, understand what he's saying about some of the things. Now, I'm going to get the brother as soon as he come back in. I'm going to get him to actually touch and speak upon the everyday man and woman, you know what I'm saying, those who don't have the money. Okay, I think he's right back in here. Here we go.
I got my son holding the phone, so we're doing a little manual. Apologies. But we have to position ourselves with understanding that it's possible for you to get an IUL. Now, your financial situation at this point might say that you don't qualify, or you can't put away that type of money for yourself and your family. Well, that doesn't mean that you still can't obtain it next year, because when your income changes, when your finances changes, then your situation changes. Every year, if your income starts to go up, you're allowed to put extra amount of money into your policy. Your income moves, it changes, your life changes, and you still have the strategies of how to build wealth. The key is for you to have the strategies so you're not stressing out about what to do with your money.
Al Chuck from St. Louis asked a question: effective ways to positively impact credit with low capital. How do you do that?
Well, first you need to understand credit. You need to understand the laws of credit. You need to understand the laws and what you can do and what you can't do, and what the companies can do and what they can't do. Like paying the collections. Most people pay collections or get talked into paying collections on their bill, which hurts their credit, because it validates that you feel that this belongs to you when you should never pay your collections. You should always argue the collection and get a collection removed, because by contractual agreement, you don't have a contract with the collection company, whoever they might be. Whether they buy the debt or not, you don't have no contract with them. So understanding the laws of credit, how you can easily fight and dispute. Everybody should be able to fight and dispute their own credit. And if you need help doing that, I can either fix your credit with my team. Me or my team can either fix your credit, or I can give you a software for you to do it yourself, and the software do everything for you. Input all your information. So if you don't want to give out your information, your social, but you're an entrepreneur and you feel like you're literate enough to be able to fix it yourself, I have a software that provides you to do everything yourself and basically fix your credit yourself, basically at your house. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to hire nobody to do anything. So what you want to do is just want to be educated on what's going on with your credit, and you want to be knowledgeable about this, the system. You got to be knowledgeable about what's oppressing you. That's how you fix your problem. You learn your enemy. You learn what's going on, and then you say, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that no more, because now I'm knowledgeable about. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have overdrawn my credit card account. I shouldn't."
So is consumption an enemy?
Say that again.
Is consumption an enemy?
Consumption is not an enemy. We all must consume. Overconsumption and no production is the enemy. Everybody must produce to actually to be worthy of using the earth's resources, I think.
And we speaking in the mindset of a realist, of an investor and an entrepreneur. Strictly what we're speaking of.
Because a producer is an entrepreneur and investor. So everybody should become an entrepreneur and investor at some point in their life, even if you are a farmer. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a farmer or you just growing food, or whatever the case may be, to help out the community, and you're doing things, whatever the case may be, that's entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? So if you even understand the simplicity of that, I'm not talking about it's a right or wrong. We all gonna do our thing. We all gonna be passionate about being entrepreneurs and investors, but that's not where the security and safety is. Thinking like a banker is where the security and safety is, because unlike entrepreneur and investor, if I lend out to a real estate investor right now, if a real estate investor looking, he said, hey, this guy said he a private lender. I want to see what his program about. When, you know, whatever the case may be, I need some funds. I got this flip I'm finna do. Well, when I loan you out, just being honest, and I don't even supposed to be saying this, what I'm saying, but I'm just showing you the thinking process. If I lend out that money to you, you're gonna go out and bust your behind to make that flip. You're gonna go out and go bust your behind to make that flip, because you need to pay me back my money. You need to pay me back my money plus the interest on it, or you're gonna default and you're gonna have some financial issues in front of you that you don't want to do. So what we want to make sure we understand is there's three teams out there: consumer, entrepreneur, investor, or producer, and then it's the banker. The banker thinks, who can I help with money to basically help them do what they want to do, and then basically they pay me back for helping them. That's the banker's mentality. I want to give this money to somebody who's worthy of it, and basically, and worthy. So when you're talking about worthy, you're talking about credit worthy. So you got to know your profile. You got to understand, when you're talking about credit, you got to understand your profile. How your profile, what affects your profile. Having multiple credit cards on your profile strengthens your profile. Revolving accounts, having a auto loan, or a house or a mortgage on your credit instantly improves your credit score, instantly improves your credit. Your profile strengthens your profile. And you know what I'm saying? So the amount of years that you've been establishing your credit is also key to your profile. We always look at the score. You can have a 700 score, like my children. You know, when they get, you know, 18, they're gonna have a 700, 750 credit score. But the only thing they're gonna basically have on the, you know, credit score is our, you know what I'm saying, our accounts that we put on their profile. You know what I'm saying? So they can get approved for certain things, because you'll look at their credit score, you'll see, you know, they got a credit score, but it's certain things that they even couldn't get approved for with a 700 or 750, because their profile is not strong enough to warrant their risk factor when it comes to borrowing a certain type of money, or credit cards, or different things of that nature.
You just helped me to understand the situation I went through, because my credit was good and I got denied for something in particular. And you just right there, what you just said, I never understood. I never was told about the profile.
Because credit repair people only fix your credit. They don't educate you on how to empower yourself to prepare yourself for leverage. They don't understand how to empower yourself for leverage. So when you don't understand how to empower a people to leverage, because that's how you build wealth. You build wealth by leveraging your credit. That's credit is the foundation of building wealth. So once you understand credit, you're gonna get access to a lot of things that your money couldn't buy. That's your name. The book says a good name is better than silver and gold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, okay, is that true? Well, in this system, a good name could get you something that your money could not buy.
That's facts. I know somebody living a 6-figure lifestyle, working minimum wage, but because their credit is A1, they don't have to do much.
To fund their lifestyle and do the things they do, and just live off of their credit and situation and things of that nature. That's basically how they go about doing it. So what I'm just saying is that we have to just come into the mindset of, is something out there better than what we've been told is the end all of end all, and it's where you get out of having to show up for work or money, and understand financial literacy is the key to your freedom in all aspects, not just credit, not just credit repair, that's not just personal loans, not just a PLOC, you know what I'm saying, not just getting into entrepreneurship, not just learning how to navigate your businesses, or flip real estate, or wholesale properties, or sub 2 properties, or whatever you into in the real estate space or whatever the case may be. But it's understanding who's really benefiting or making the money and who's working the hardest. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand that the entrepreneur and the investor and the consumer are working twice and 3 times and 4 times harder than the banker, you will understand why their families run everything and we don't even know who they are. Because we are so consumed with going out and going to get it, we couldn't even stop to think to read a book. We can't, some of us can't even think about the last time you read a book and what's the name of the book and who the author.
You asking me?
The author of the book.
Oh, the last book I read was Senyak and Shakar Monster. I just read it about a couple hours.
I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about you. Talking about to the listeners. But the key to how you, from somebody that don't have too much money, I've been there. I've been homeless. My whole family. I got 7 children. So I ain't coming from no standpoint. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Here we go. Boy, that's some real life stuff right there, man. Them kids in the background playing game. Boy, that's some real hot. Who holding that camera? Somebody holding that camera. I know no tripod don't move.
Apologies, man. My children.
No, like I said, I just said that's home life, but that's real though.
I got 7 children, so they always doing something. I got little ones and everything like that. So trust me, I'm not coming from a standpoint. I'm telling you this, and I don't get no government assistance. Haven't had government assistance for years. Nobody takes care of my children. My food bill is crazy. My food bill alone is more than most people mortgages. Easy. And I ain't talking about no 1,500 either. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What I'm saying is I'm a living proof that this knowledge is true because I'm living it. So, you know, with the IUL, the policies and different things of that nature, you have to, that's graduation. When we talking about IUL and stuff like that and things of that nature, that's like graduation to now. I learned how to hustle. I learned how to grind. I learned how to become an entrepreneur, business owner. I've learned how to manage other people. I learned how to manage time. I know the value of my life. I know what I'm worth. I know what I've built. And so you see that and say, okay, this life insurance policy is going to do what now? It's going to do this, and this. It's nothing out there that's going to do that for me. And it's tax-free. Oh, and I can take a loan against the policy and pay myself back interest. Oh, where you going to do that at? And who talks about that at the dinner table? And who says that at the financial meetings? Right. And who's talking about that inside the church and church halls or the mosque or the Hebrew temples, or anybody talking about this information about becoming your own banking system first within your own household, becoming your family bank, and then transitioning to understanding the necessity of being a community bank. But that's comes with the change in the mindset and understanding that financial literacy is the key to our freedom, not just because you can get rich. It's because you can free up your time to do what you was sent here to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's create. You know what I'm saying? Because we born by the creator. So we get to create.
Before we get deeper into the IUL, because that's where really people is really where the heads are really rolling at. What would you tell a person? What steps should a person take? Like, you take this to common individual and they listening to you tonight and they may be inspired. If they was to come and ask you, Mr. Goodson, what is the first thing that I have to do to go from a consumer to a banker? And I'm pretty sure that's probably got to deal with an aspect of the mind. What would you tell them?
So you have to understand the credit game, the credit game and the credit card game. One of the life is learning how to what I say, save time when it comes to credit. When I say save time, that means I don't have to worry about my bills for 90 days. And let me show you a strategy that we call moving money. All right. So so this is why you need multiple credit cards. So say for instance, you built your credit up and you built it to a 680, 700. And you said, I need some credit. I need to be able to get some money so I can make some money. I got this idea. I got this business idea. I got this idea to go online and do some online marketing or whatever your thing is to do. You say, I got this idea. I'm going to sell some t-shirts or whatever. So you say, I'm going on my name. I'm going to leverage my credit. All right. To go to American Express, the best credit card that you can get, American Express. you go to American Express or, you know, whatever, or you got a link with Navy Federal or whatever the case may be. But if you get with American Express, it's all everything wrapped up in one. You know what I'm saying? So you go to American Express, you say, hey, listen, want to leverage my credit, blah, 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 blah. American Express say, yeah, we'll approve you for this card. Here you go, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, you can also apply for 5 other cards under this same thing. You're like, huh? Yeah, you can apply for this. Each section, you can apply for this, and it won't go on your credit. It won't knock on your credit. If you want to, you can apply and see if you get those cards. You can get all of these cards or whatever the case may be. 0% interest for 12 months to 18 months. You can get on these cards. 0% interest. That means that all money coming out is the same money going in. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't paying nothing extra, no nothing. So you able to take that money, invest it like in the real estate or something like that. The most common thing, flip a house or rent it out. And then once you get those rentals coming, then you start paying back on the credit card or whatever the case may be. And you get those paid down before, you know, the 12 months up, the 18 months up. And then you basically use that money to make money off of nothing. And you have to pay nothing back. So you basically use that money for free, basically. So, but, you get a credit card. So now when you get multiple of them cards, so say, for instance, you got 5,000 on one, 10,000 on one, 15,000 on another, 20,000 on another, whatever the case may be. Let's just say hypothetically, you got 3-4 cards and you got these type of numbers on your cards. Now, there's not a significantly high, to some people that might be significantly high, but those are significantly like average towards what you can get when you're dealing with Navy Federal or American Express or some of these other, credit card companies or whatever the case may be. So you put it out there, you got 4 different cards. So let's say you got your business going, you got your house expenses, you got your rent, mortgage, everything like that. What you want to do is you want to put everything on your credit card. Why you want to put everything on your credit card? You want to stop using your debit card. Debit card is the worst thing you can use, your worst financial instrument. You want to stop using your debit card, put everything on your credit card. All right, you want to put everything, your bills, everything on your credit card. You see all your bills and everything like that in one place. Everything like that. Now, the benefit of you putting on your credit card over your debit card is you using your money instead of somebody else's money. Now, if you got 12 months, 18 months, you using interest free, then basically you put yourself in a situation where now you paying off everything, boom. So now your income that you getting from your job, you got a good job. You've been there 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you got a good job. That money gonna be coming in, you're gonna still be working. So you've been taught to send your money to the light bill, the mortgage company, whatever case may be. You pay all your bills with your credit card. You take all of your money and you send it to the credit card company. The credit card company is your best friend. The credit card company is your plug. That's like in the streets. When you say when you get a plug in the street, you like, hey boy, he plug, boy. He got it. He got it. The credit card company got it because the credit card company is the only people that's gonna give you limit raises on your money just for paying the bill on time.
So when you have multiple credit cards, is that a way of becoming your own bank? Is that a way of becoming a banker, your own banker?
It's the starting point because now you understand how the system moves. Because now what this is how you save time. So say for instance, on one card, you got all your bills on this $10,000 card, but you done almost maxed out the card. You done used most of the card up for the month, whatever the case may be, and you done max it out, and it's due in like a week or two. Well, you got 20,000 in another card, so you take 10,000 off of that card, you put it on the card that you got 10,000 on. Now the bill that you was gonna be late on that was gonna hit your credit, you done paid that bill with the other card. We move money. You done paid that bill with the other card. Now you don't take a hit. It reports that everything is good. It buys you time now to pay all your bills and all your expenses. So if you got investments out of there, just because I got enough credit, now I can move the money around. I'm giving y'all jewels tonight, man. Now you can move the money around and basically buy yourself time for your investments to start working for yourself. So when you look up, now you was thinking about paying your bill every single month. You was thinking about that bill every single month. Now we're understanding the credit and how to leverage your credit and move your money around. Now you're thinking about your bills every 90 days. every 60 to 90 days, sometimes even more, even 120 days, because you have a system in place formulated within your credit profile and your credit cards that now you can move money because I know how much I'm spending a month. I know how much my groceries are. I know how much gas I'm going. You have to be literate about this. You can't say, I don't know how much I don't know how much money I'm spending in groceries a month. I don't know how much gas I'm spending a month. You don't know, you care about your money. If you don't know these basic, simple things about your financial well-being, home economics, then you don't really care about your money. And you have to start caring about the little things. If you don't care about the little things, the big things gonna go right over your head. So the small things, the little things, the tangible things that we have in front of us, learning our budget, learning how much money we make, how much money I make, what's my budget, how much can I spend, how much do I spend out a month already? Am I over budget? Am I going over budget right now? And then once you know if I'm over budget, well, I got $500 a month to put away. I got $600 a month I could put away. I didn't even know I had. Oh man, I got $800. I didn't even know. I could stop this or stop that. And I got $800 I could put away for myself to invest in. I didn't even know I had because now you didn't never look at the numbers. It's a lot of business owners right now today, entrepreneurs. I talk to them all the time. They come, I need funding. Hey, what's your numbers? Hey, what's your numbers look like? I don't really know my numbers. I don't know all the numbers and everything. What you mean you don't know all your numbers? How you don't know your business? How can I trust lending you money and you don't know your business numbers? And I used to tell my wife when we first started, heavy into the cheesecake business and crack pies and how we went, regional and things of that nature. And I used to always tell her, we have to treat this like it's our own child. We have to treat this business like our own child. We got to nurture this thing like it's our own child. We got to feed it. We got to burp it. We got to change the diapers when it gets messy.
Brother Walker says, can't agree with that because the score would plummet from the limit ratio. And then he says, no card can be floated and the scores raises. Pay the card off monthly.
No. That's not, listen, trust me, I've done it. Trust me. Me and my wife do it. We've taught these strategies and trust me, your credit score is not going to rise. I never said your credit score is going to rise. I said that it won't fall. It won't take a hit. That you're buying yourself time when you're moving the money. It's not rising the score. Keep it. I said I'm gonna show you how to move the money, meaning buy yourself time from an investor standpoint. Because what thing an investor need is time to move money. And when you understand banking, you understand the velocity of money. Money has to move. So the one thing you don't have on your side is time. And unless you know how to move your money within this system, the credit cards, the banking system, the insurance, you're not going to know how to move your money fast enough to catch inflation. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get hit with taxes. If your money is in the bank account, in the savings account, in the checking account, you're going to get hit with taxes every year. There's no doubt about it. We spend 34.5% of our money in interest alone, and that's not even talking about taxes. If you got your money in a 401k, you're going to get a third hit when you retire. If you try to take it out early.
Money sitting in the checking account is taxed?
Listen, on your taxes, when you file, listen, any place other than putting it into a Roth IRA, a whole life, or a IUL, permanent life insurance policy, is gonna get taxed in the normal year of how you hold your money, because you're holding your money. You're saying, I have my money here. You don't have your money in a tax-free vehicle. See, the insurance is a tax-free. We got to understand taxes. We scared of taxes. You know what I'm saying? We scared of taxes. We scared of the IRS. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you, when I'm telling you to move money, I'm not talking about your credit score getting raised from that. I'm talking about your credit score not dropping so that you can still leverage your credit to go buy more assets.
So when a lot of the millionaires,
if your credit drops, then you're not going to be able to buy assets. But trust me. When
billionaires say that your money need not be in bank accounts, it needs to be in investments. That's what they mean as far as what they really call money, which is currency. It needs to be somewhere working for itself and not just sitting in a bank account. Basically,
it cannot sit in the bank account because the bank's not paying you money. The banks is not paying you money. You have to become the bank. The bank's not paying you no money. They're paying you less than 1% on your money if it's in the savings account.
So your basic life,
using your money, they're taking your money, using your money, and going to go get 10 times worth what they loan you for. So say for instance, you go get a loan from the bank. You go get $50,000. They finna go get $500,000 from the feds. They finna go get 10 times that to go lend out to more people at a low interest rate, 2 to 3% at the highest. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna lend out at a 7, 8%, if not even higher. And if you go into private lending, you're going to 10 to 12%, sometimes even higher, up to 18%. So when you're talking about we're talking about multiple subjects here. We talk about credit, we talking about moving money. Those are different strategies. When you're talking about raising credit, that's just having a clean profile and a strong profile with good revolving credits. And yes, you want to pay your bill off and pay your bill down every month. A smart credit person will have only 5% at the most that's left on your credit card statement. You know what I'm saying?
So Mr. Walker says money always in motion, but not borrowing Peter to say Paul. Your floating credit cards, you robbing yourself to pay yourself.
No, not if you operating off your own banking system and you have a business. See, this is for entrepreneurs. I don't know if you have a business or not.
He's an entrepreneur because he just said you always spend the profit. As you invest constantly, you show no profit. So when you do taxes, yeah, you owe no taxes, Donald Trump stuff.
Well, nah, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I see you, Chuck. I'm gonna come to you in a minute, Chuck. I see your comment.
Low taxes, because if you pay no taxes, it's hard, especially for small businesses, to get funding when they pay no taxes. So when you pay no taxes, it's hard for you to get SBA loans and different things of that nature. When you do things like that, you have to show that you paid taxes, and you have to have IRS things of that nature. I got multiple businesses. So basically, you got to pay your taxes. You got to take care of your taxes. I'm not talking about tax evasion. This is not what I'm talking about. Or, and tax evasion is not, if you paying zero taxes like Amazon, that's cool because it's in the law. So I'm not mad at Amazon for not paying no taxes. It's not illegal. It's illegal for us to be paying 33% taxes of our money every year. That's a third of our money, and you don't even know that you're not getting that money a year. But a third of your money is going every year, and you don't even know it because it's in the numbers. They got it dipped in the numbers and all the taxes. And you wait for your taxes to come back. You wait for your taxes to come back to get a tax return when they rob you throughout the year and using your money throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. So I get all of that. I get all that. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Nah. When you got a business that's doing thousands a month and you're just buying time to make more money off of money, because I already know that I know who I'm finna pay. What I said, the strategy was get your money and put it into your credit card. Pay your credit card company. The credit card company is the plug. You're going to plug your money into the credit card company because they're going to be the ones that raise your level. So if you're dealing with the credit card companies, not the bank, if you're putting your money to the credit card companies, not the bank, you shouldn't have to worry about having to worry about moving the money too much unless you're a real entrepreneur. You doing real things. I was doing flipping real estate, running a real cheesecake business that's in three states. I was moving a lot of stuff. I got a lot of staff, a lot of things of that nature. I got multiple businesses, so everybody's situation ain't the same. I can't speak for what somebody hasn't done or hasn't experienced. That's not my thing. I'm only telling you what I've done and what I've experienced from firsthand experience. And my credit score never went down because I was moving the money. It only stayed afloat and allowed me to leverage more credit until I was able to get my profit and get my spread. Because in the entrepreneur thing, it's about getting the spread because you still got to pay the money back. But if you're paying yourself back, and that's why the IUL is so important, if you're paying the money into your IUL, I need you to focus. If you're paying your money into your IUL, then you becoming your own banking system, then you'll understand how paying yourself back interest and teaching this to your sons and daughters is the most important value. Safety is first in banking. And you got to understand the credit system you got to understand the credit system to know what to do. I'm not talking for everybody. Everybody can't do what I do as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna happen. But are those strategies real? Can you buy yourself time using these strategies? Can you put yourself in position by saying, hey, I'm gonna take this money and put it into my IUL, my permanent life insurance policy, put that money in there instead of putting it into my bank account, withdraw my 401k, put it into my IUL, put a lump sum in there. Now, if I need to withdraw a lump sum, I could take it out, and now I could pay my interest back to myself. Bust down on inflation was 9.1% this year. Inflation was 9.1%. I know, I'm a business owner. It hit me. I'm in the food industry. It hit us like crazy. So everything had to go up. I done went up two times in the last 6 months on my prices. So trust me when I know from a standpoint of the entrepreneur and the business owner, I'm telling you to think like my message is to think like a banker. Everybody got the entrepreneur questions, the consumer questions. I got that. When you have to learn credit first, and it's different stages of your learning credit. What I'm telling you is inside stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not even supposed to be giving off game like that. That's inside stuff. You know, whatever the case may be.
Well, you know everybody want to get into the big one. So, but before we do, I got a brother Al Chuck has a question posted up here for a while. His question is: once I obtain a holding company, a EIN number, and LLCs, what would be the most effective ways to utilize them?
Well, so you want to build a business credit up. Not using a personal guarantee. You want to build a business credit up. Now, it's simple ways to build it up. And you can go through building up your net 30 account. But first, when you do all that, before you start building up anything, just make sure all your docs and everything is lined up. Let me say that for your business phone number, your business address, your website. All of those things need to line up, and they need to line up from the time that you incorporate your company, from the time that you apply the credit. Because if you have anything off, multiple numbers or multiple addresses or anything on your profile when you apply for credit, it don't matter how good your credit is, they're not going to approve you. I had to learn this the hard way. They're not going to approve you. So before you think about doing anything, just make sure your business phone number don't have no Google Voice, a real business line that you're paying for, whatever the case may be, because they're gonna look. The lenders know. I'm telling you, the lenders know.
I learned that in real estate.
The lenders know if it's a bull number or not. Trust me, we know. And a lender knows if it's a real business address or not. We know. We know if it's a post office box or not. We know. So go get a virtual office, a company that owns commercial real estate that got virtual offices all over the nation or whatever. Get you a cheap virtual office, decoy yourself, whatever the case may be. Do that first. Line that up first. Once you get that, and your EIN and everything like that, you're Dun and Bradstreet, whatever the case may be, get that lined up. Then you start applying for net 30 accounts with Granger, Uline, different companies, depending on what industry you in, whatever industry you in. You don't have to pay that much. Just pay off for them. Just do it like you do your credit. Get small accounts, buy certain things, whatever the case may be. Just pay them off so they can show. Let them go for about 90 days. When you go for 90 days and they report on there, what you're gonna do 90 days. After 90 days, you're gonna go and you're gonna apply for your company a business credit card and your company name. After they start reporting on your credit and you start seeing it in your credit profile, you want to go apply for a business credit card in your business name. Your business now has credit profile. It should be somewhere in the 70, close to the 80 range or whatever the case may be. You're gonna get approved for credit cards. You can start going to places like Sam's Club, Costco's, or whatever the case may be. Get a credit card with them. Use them for your family expenses or whatever the case may be. Pay that card back. Once you get to that level, the second tier, go to the third tier after they start reporting on your credit. Then when you get to the third tier, you can go start getting cars in your name, cars in your business name. You can start getting financing on your business name, solely in your business name. These are just steps that you take as you building credit and different things of that nature. Get you somebody you can trust, a mentor, somebody that's been through it. Trust me, I got plenty of mentors that I've paid plenty money to that's taught me a lot of things, and I've learned a lot of things from them on my journey in these years, because I learned that it's better to get with somebody who's failed and done it. I ain't coming from no standpoint of I've done everything the right way. Of course not. I felt so much that I've got it right. And so what I'm telling you is the simple play. It's better to build. It's easier to build your business credit right now than it is your personal credit. You know what I'm saying? Where some people are. So it depends on your business savvy and how you operate. But the easiest way to get funded for your business is getting a PG. Is getting a PG, which means a personal guarantee for your business, meaning having good credit for your personal. So I'm not preaching not having good credit for your personal or anything of that nature. I'm basically saying that's the easiest way to get it. If you PG your business, you'll get funded easy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, you don't have to worry about the net 30, go through the 90 days and go through the second tier and all of that, whatever the case may be. You can instantly just sign your name on something and they'll give you funding, or depending on how your strategy is, or how you've been taught to strategize and leverage. Some people have been taught to get a personal loan. Some people have been taught to get a line of credit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know the difference. Personal loan is the last resort. A line of credit is what you want to have because you have more leverage power to do what you want to as you invest. Besides, you only get taxed what you pull out. You don't get taxed for the whole amount. So let's just say you pulled out a PLOC for $50,000 and you needed $25,000 to go invest in some more assets or some property or whatever the case may be. Then you only gonna get taxed for the $25,000, but you still got another 25 waiting to go make some money, waiting to go do something. So you know, our investment vehicles that we've been taught, we are educated on which vehicles to go to and why. That's what we don't know. I'm here to kind of ease that pain with answering and saying, hey, I'm sharing some of my strategies, what I've done over the years, or whatever the case may be. When I was struggling as an entrepreneur, I had to learn how to move money. Somebody taught me how to move money. That saved my business. That saved my time and everything. Kept me from a lot of stuff because it taught me how to save time and make money off of not worrying about the bill pay. Not forget whatever you're gonna pay them back anyway. See, everybody be scared of, oh, my credit go bad. Your credit can get fixed 100 times if you mess it up 99. You know what I'm saying? Credit can always be rebuilt. Credit can always be fixed. People, I don't want to mess up my credit. Oh, I don't want to leverage my credit. No, I don't want to do that. Well, what's your money strategy? I don't got one. But my job, my 401k or my Social Security. And so because we're not taught or educated, we are taught fear. We're taught how to be fearful. We're taught how to be fearful of the system. We taught how to fear the IRS. You make the IRS audit you. You make the IRS audit you. As long as you ain't doing no fraudulent business, they got to come audit you. And what's the likelihood of out of thousands, hundreds of thousands of millions of businesses out there, they're going to come audit you because you was moving money with your credit card? What's the chance of them being able to see that? They can't see that.
Yeah. Okay, so you ready to get into the granddaddy of it all? Because this the main one. You're gonna have to get ready to go to the board. So what we doing right here, we finna get into the IUL. And there's multiple questions with this one, man. Breaking down the IUL. Now, one of the first questions that one of the brothers posed to me when it comes to the IUL. First of all, before I'm gonna give you the first question, but break it down what the IUL is, and who can obtain the IUL. What does it take? Because typically, like I said before we came on, it's known that you have to have racks, 40K, 20K, 100K. But break down the IUL, and then the first question with that is, how long can you borrow? How long before you can borrow from the cash value with an IUL?
Okay, so like I said before,
line your camera up just a little bit, brother. Bring it. Yeah, okay. Now let's.
You see it?
Yeah, it's kind of sideways, but you might want to scoot back just a little bit to get the whole board. Scoot the camera back just a little bit. All right, that's good. If you can keep it right there, we can see the board.
Okay, keep it right there, best you can. All right, so IUL stands for Index Universal Life. All right, and to me, it's the most powerful tool you can put your money in, and the safest tool you can put your money in with the most benefits that comes with it. All right, so you have something similar to the project. It's called Whole Life. A lot of people know that term more so often, and different things of that nature. So the thing about the Index Universal Life is it's for it's each individual. It's individual policy. It's not like term where it's a for all everybody. It don't matter. You just pay this $26 and we're gonna get you $500,000 worth of insurance or $1 million worth of insurance, or whatever the case may be. And if you don't die, then your term gonna go up more, so that you ain't gonna be able to pay that. So now you might not be able to afford insurance. It's the game they play, and they playing with our time because we don't understand the value of time or how money relates to that in the essence of a concept. So the index universal life, basically, let's just say it's like a house bank. This your bank. This the family bank. It's a house bank. It has living benefits.
Bring the camera just a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer.
Living benefits.
All right. That's good. Mm-hmm.
It has living benefits. It has a cash value policy, like a savings account that's connected to the index, to the stock market. Cash value. It has a death benefit. It's tax-free. Meaning the government can't touch it. You can take a loan against it.
With a penalty?
No penalty. No penalty at all. No, this not an IRA. This is not a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. You're based. This is why it's taught. This is why you're your own bank, because you're not penalized for doing what you would normally do with your money. You're not penalized. You're benefited for finding this policy, for having this policy. You put in the benefit because it has all the benefits that any human would think about themselves as being worthy of.
What's the investment? What's the investment for IUL?
So an investment can be, depending on your it's normally within somewhere $300 to $400 to $500 at minimum. So a month. So it depends on your situation. When I started my IUL, mine was $500. I started at $500. Listen, I started at $500 a month, and my policy, the guy that wrote my policy told me that I'm paying too much into my policy. He said my policy is overflowing in my cash value because how my policy is set up. I had a like almost a $700,000 policy when I first started, and he said I was paying so much into my policy, only $500 a month. He said that I was overflowing it, and it was going to overflow into my cash value. So
how long before you can borrow from the cash value?
Well, it depends on how you start investing.
Meaning?
So if you start with a lump sum, depending on the lump sum you start with, you can pull immediately. You can pull from the cash value immediately because the money is there.
Well, you say immediately, like within a month of the first investment into the policy?
Within a month of the first investment, you can pull from it because the money is there. So if you hit the lotto, or if you got a lawsuit, or you came into a significant amount of money, the money is there. It's already going to be making this interest, and the money is there. You can put it in there, and you basically put yourself in. You just have to have your policy, okay? And this is another jewel, because this is something that you have to know. You just can't say, "Oh, I want a IUL. Get me an IUL, and I'm going to become my own bank." And then somebody set you up with an IUL with a high death benefit and a low cash value, and you wondering why you can't become your own bank, because they done screwed you. They done screwed you. So when I'm telling these strategies, it's for a particular reason, because I lend. I'm a lender. I'm not coming from a place of I'm looking for somebody to help me. I'm a lender. I look for investments in people or businesses that I can invest in, and I broker those that I don't invest in myself. I bring in other investors. I have over 180 private lenders that's in my network. That's bankers. That's people with real money, millions to lend, millions. I ain't talking about no play money. I'm talking about millions. They raised 50 million like it ain't nothing, just off of one round of funding. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one source. So what I'm saying is, bring
the camera back down to the angle so the people can see.
All right,
okay, right there, just a little bit close so they can see while you talking.
All right.
All right.
we got, so living benefits is enable you to, when in your policy, if you get any of the 8 diseases, top 8 or 10 diseases in the world, cancer, diabetes, AIDS, the diseases that we suffer from, you're basically gonna be in trouble. You're basically gonna be in trouble if you don't have living benefits, because you won't be able to afford the insurance. Yeah, go get the charge. You won't be able to afford the insurance. So if you won't be able to afford the insurance, living benefits gonna write a 6-figure check.
Swing it to the right. There you go. There we go. We can see it.
6-figure. No, that's 700,000. Let's just say 100,000 you need for your policy to have surgery. Most people don't have $100,000 to have surgery just off a GP. You have that plus more in your policy already in your living benefits. To have any surgery you need to live is written in your policy, not just the death benefit that you die on, that your loved ones receive, whoever your beneficiary. No. And if you decide to be a banker, you know, you can have a high death benefit. That's your prerogative. You want to have a high death benefit, and you to the point where you don't want to do nothing yourself, you want to leave a lot of money for your people, then you can have a high death benefit.
Does it affect it? Does it affect the time frame from when you can borrow the cash value?
What are you asking? Ask that question, like, what are you asking me?
So earlier, the first question was how long before you can borrow from the cash value. You said almost immediately, depending on the level, the amount of the amount of the investment. Now, but with this, what you're explaining right now, like with the major diseases or whatever, with the benefits of this IUL, does it change the time frame to longer, or it doesn't matter when you can borrow against that cash value?
So no, so if you're putting in, see, the insurance company like to get paid on an annual basis.
That's a perfect angle. Keep that camera right there. It's a perfect angle. All right.
So okay, so the insurance company likes to get paid on an annual basis. They like to get money on an annual basis, but they will accept policies on a monthly basis and on a semi-annual basis and on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months they'll take payments. Every month they'll take payments. Every twice a year they'll take payments. They'll take one annual payment. That's how they take their payments. So it depends on your financial. Everybody's different. That's why I say anybody can do this, but everybody's financial situation is different. So you might come in a situation where you might be only paying $300-400 in your policy, where you're gonna need to wait. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need to wait at least a year till you can borrow 10%. Because how it works is, if you're putting in monthly money and you go a year, so if you're putting in monthly money, you can only borrow per year that percentage. So say forget up to 10 years. So if you put money away, let's say every month, you say I'm gonna put this money away for 10 years. And you say at 10 years, when I put this money away, come on, what you doing? When I put this money away, when I take it out, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I could take out 100% of the policy. So it depends on the money that you put in about how much you can take out. So if you say, for instance, if you putting in every year, you putting in 500, and you just putting in 500 every month, putting in 500 every single month. So that first year, after that year is over, you can only take 10% of what's your cash value. And then the next year, you can only take 20%. The third year, 30%. The fifth year, 50%. The seventh year, 70%. 10th year, you can withdraw 100% of the policy to do as you please, but you're just supposed to pay it back into the policy. So
how does a person, let's say with the death benefit, the living benefits of people suffering from major diseases, wouldn't the IUL really benefit somebody that's younger without the health conditions? Because if you got a person, usually people don't develop these conditions till they like in their 40s, 30s, or some things may be hereditary like diabetes. So how would it benefit a person older in age as far as with the living benefit with the IUL? And is there any amount of investment that is not accepted? Like when a person first started a policy, like you said, they put $300 in a month. What would be Like what do you have to invest to even start that policy? If they put in $300 a month, what would be the investment cost to even get that IUL going?
That's it. You're gonna pay. That's it. That is you're investing into yourself. That's it. When you start your policy, you're gonna start for whatever your monthly is. That's what you're gonna start with. You're gonna start with that first initial payment. So the contract don't go into fruition, and all agents know this. Contracts don't go into fruition until they have a signed contract and a payment. When that first payment go in, your contract is legit. You're legit. You locked in.
So what is the fee percentage to borrow from the cash value if there is one?
There is no fee percentage to borrow from the cash value. There is no percentage. You don't get nothing taken
away.
No
penalties. No nothing.
Penalties at all whatsoever. No penalties to draw. Only thing you have is you got interest that's going to be on that you're going to basically pay back to yourself.
So what's the significant? So what makes the IUL so significant from a regular insurance policy? Well, wouldn't all people try to obtain an IUL? Slide your camera to the right just a little bit. To the right, the other way. Okay, see, I just want to keep it on there so people can see that breakdown.
I'm looking at it as I'm talking to you. I want to make sure it's online, so I want people to see it. So it's different insurances out there. You got term life, you got annuities, you got different assurances for different situations and different causes in life that might happen. You got child riders that's applied to your insurance policy to protect your children. You got accident and death of insurance. You got some people just got burial insurance just to have enough money to be buried, nothing else but just getting burial insurance. And they're not understanding that they can use insurance to be a wealth building tool for their family and teach this knowledge to their children, because this is what the wealthy teach. I'm not for the debate about a poor person or an average person telling me about what the wealthy talk to when I deal with millionaires on a regular basis. I talk to them on a regular basis. So I'm not here to debate whether these strategies are real or not. I'm here to educate and answer any questions possible concerning, the living benefits that you got. I'm showing you the benefits that you get from getting this policy, because you don't get living benefits with term. You don't get living benefits with your annuities. You don't get living benefits with no other policy but a whole life or IUL or VUL. So you don't even get that in consideration. Many people don't even know what that is. So just that alone is telling you that policy is made to have you live and not die. You know what I'm saying? It's created for you to live longer and not die, because it has a living benefit write-off in the policy. You don't get that. That alone separates that policy from every policy on the map. We're not even talking about the cash value. The cash value just put it on another level. From an investor standpoint, if you understand money and you understand banking and you understand how money needs to work and move, and you understand that, hold up, instead of paying my money to the bank or getting taxed for keeping my money in the savings account or keeping my money in the checking account when I file my taxes and I do all this stuff, because they taxing me because I ain't putting my money into tax free vehicles. If you didn't put your money in tax free vehicles, the government finna get you. And I'm just showing you tax-free vehicles that we can park our money in and be safe and move it how we want to move it and not be penalized for doing so because of our ignorance, but we have the safest place to do so. And when we decide to make a move, like me, I see real estate as a different ball game than most people. I see real estate as a holder for me being able to lend out more money to real estate investors or businesses. So I don't see real estate as I used to see it as, I want to wholesale this house, or I want to flip this house, or I want to get the rental. I don't see it like that because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work that I have to do physically to get teams and get things of that nature. I'd rather find somebody that's probably better at it than me and then fund that person, because I think about money. So I'd rather look at somebody that can do the job better than me, that got maybe a better system or setup or whatever it may be, and say, hey, you the man. You know,
that's a good mindset.
You got what you got going on. Hey, let me fund your operation. Let me be your lender. Let me be the person that fund your deals. You just bring me the best deals, and I got you. and we just gonna build a relationship from there. So now I changed my relationship. I'm still investing in real estate because I'm investing in a real estate investor, but I'm not worried about owning property, not per se, unless I'm going to go buy a farm for my family.
So I got a question that was submitted from an individual, which you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to release the people don't be wanting to know. So a question that was submitted in regards to the IUL, what am I investing in to get the 6 to 10% rate of return?
You invest is pushed up against the stock market. So that's why I made the illustration about the safety about banking. It's pushed up against the stock market and some of the top performing stocks, period, on the companies and stuff like that on in the game. Now, it's no guarantee that you're gonna make you're gonna have a good year every single year. No. What I'm telling you is there's no chance for you to lose money. Like the stock market, if you put your money in the stock market, right? And if you put your money in the stock market this year, had your money floating in the stock market this year, you mad at everybody.
Yeah,
you mad at everybody. You mad at everybody this year, especially if you don't know how to invest the right way. You don't understand how to evaluate a company for what their stock should actually be according to what they're saying the stock is right now. If you don't know how to evaluate a company, then chances are you just finna get your money took in the stock market. So they don't teach you that either because we don't have time to evaluate companies and understand to learn the management and the leadership of these companies and who they are, where they come from, and what they fit to do and how much money they raise. We don't got time for that. We working at a job. We slaving for somebody else. We ain't got no time to do stuff like that. But this is what I do for a living. So when you say, when you're looking at the IUL and you're looking at different possibilities, I'm not telling you that you're gonna get rich overnight. I'm telling you you can. I'm telling you can build a real legacy through this more safer and more faster than you can any other vehicle. So you know what I'm saying, basically. So if the stock market is doing bad like it has done this year, terrible. Anybody that was in the crypto space, they probably not had a heart attack 3 times this year. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's into anything that's digital or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a serial entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur since I'm 15. So me losing money or me doing something, I've been used to that all my life. I've been putting my money out there where my mouth is all my life. So I've never been scared to do anything. But when I learned safety was the secret to wealth building and understanding how to use the market, credit, how to use your leverage, and how to use the velocity of money by changing your position on the board from being the one that's always having to go hustle and bustle like an entrepreneur to becoming the lender, to becoming the one who lend. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing if you're really playing the game the way you're supposed to be playing it. Everybody want to be the entrepreneur of the year. I want to be the lender of the year. Who needs some money? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you creating your own banking system because it gives you the safety that no other, just name me any other thing that's out there that gives you all that in one policy, in one situation. Nothing. That's why it's a typical. That's why it's the talk of everybody's tongue on the conversation, because they've never seen or heard this conversation for the most part. You know, it's a lot of insurance people that didn't even know about IULs until a couple years ago.
Yeah, Mr. Lynette Marseille say if it's enough money, it will be taxed.
If it's a what?
If it's enough money, it will be taxed.
What is her profession?
She's into the money. She's into the financial area.
Okay, so in the IUL, the policy is tax-free upon you taking your money out. I don't know what you're talking about when you're saying being taxed, but that depends on if the policy is left to a beneficiary. It will be taxed in a certain way if it's left to a beneficiary and they take over the policy from that point on. It's left to them, depending on how they withdraw that money, whether it's a lump sum or they get annuities over the years or whatever the case may be, structured or however the case may be, then that will be taxed. But if the policy owner, the original holder of the owner, is operating that policy and they're taking out any money or loaning out, they are not taxed. It's a tax-free vehicle, period, point blank. The person that
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, excuse me. She said she's late. She meant for the savings account.
Say that. Say that again.
I'm sorry. I had her question wrong, her comment wrong. She was saying that's for the savings account.
Okay, my phone is cutting up. I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of cutting up. Hopefully you can hear me.
You chopping up real bad. You chopping up real bad.
Yeah, you chopping up real bad too.
Go back out and come back into the studio.
So guess I'm getting a charge. I don't know what's going on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's real choppy.
I think that's on. I think that's it's on your end. It's on your end. All right, till the brother come back in, man. I'm gonna pose the last couple of questions. One of them is gonna be dealing with an investment, brother Walker. I got you. I want to, thank everybody for tapping in tonight with your questions, your comments. Al Chuck out of my hometown, Lou. Hopefully he answered your question. As soon as I'm able to get him back in with a strong connection, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I got a couple of last questions I'm gonna ask him, and if anybody else has anything they want to ask him, please get it in by all means. Also, I do have his information up there. If you see at the bottom. He's with CEO Plug Capital. I guess he is a lender. He is a lender. And to whatever degree that may be, he has his contact. So you can contact him. If you want to further the conversation, you want to set up any one-on-ones, I'm pretty sure that brother, I've been knowing him a while. He's a very good dude. He with, what I'm saying? He wants to, get the message out there and spread the information and the knowledge. So this has been a great show again, and I appreciate everybody engaging and submitting the questions, man. And, by all means, looking to get him back in the studio soon. So if you have any questions, man, please challenge him. Don't make this easy for him. He don't want it to be easy. Come with it. Come with the questions. Come with the questions, man, and we're gonna get it out of here. Let me see if I can get my brother in here. If I can't get him in the next couple of minutes, we might just have to shut it down for the night. P2, man, hang with me. I promise I was going to get to that question because I know that's one thing you wanted to know. I'm going to ask him about that particular investment. I'll wait till he come back on to make that known because I want to know myself too, because I actually thought about that particular investment and I also thought about laundromats. I want my money to work for me. I'm ready to be lazy, believe it or not. I'm ready to exercise and relax and get buckets every day. Buckets. I know a lot of people be like, Coach, man, you talking all kind of shit. I may be. So let me give my friend in here. Hey, Nichelle, greetings. This has been very informative. Has helped me to understand some things with my own policies. Thank you. Thank you very much. You are also welcome. You know what I'm saying? My brother Chuck, man, great intel. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, homie. I was just home, man. Next time I come home, we got to chop it up. I'm hoping I can get the brother in, man. I know Cho may be in the country area too. I'm surprised his signal held up that long. If y'all can recall the last show we had, he kind of froze up a little bit. But hopefully I can get him in here and he answer these last questions for you. And by all means, again, like I say, if you have more questions, because I try not to run these shows too long because you can't hold people forever. But if you do have more questions for him, I do have his contact running down there. You can call him directly yourself. You can talk to him. I believe also he has a website that you can hit up as well too, which is Righteous Grind Academy. And as I said on the first show, I support the brother. I got these cards for my daughter to kind of get her going, to teach her about financial literacy as well as myself. So some things, man, our kids are learning, man. Some of these things our kids can educate us on, especially if you got kids at the high school level. They teach us some decent things, man, nowadays in school, man. So I could really deal with it. Here we go. Let's see. Modified endowment contract. I got you, brother. As soon as he click back in, man, which I'm hoping he will, because those are some good questions, man. I really wanted to see Cho challenge, man. As you can see, Cho's he's a very powerful voice, man. He's very passionate, as well as we all are. Whatever our area of life that we find passionate, whether it may be business, sports, or some people like fashion, some people like clothing lines, some people like real estate. Some people are teachers. Some people in law enforcement. Some people are into law. Some people are into politics. Entertainment. What's the 9 areas we always talk about? Economics, entertainment, education, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war. So I'm gonna have to check in with my brother, man. If I can't get him in the next couple of minutes, man, I apologize. We might have to wrap this thing up. It typically don't take that long for a person to get back in. So y'all sit tight just 1 second, man. I'm gonna see if I can get this brother back in. Let me see if I can get him in. I be like an old man sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I be like them old people might be looking at my phone. Had to do like my mama do. My mama put them glasses down, be looking at that phone like, let me see if I can get the brother in here. All right. Give it a few more minutes. Give it a few more minutes. Again, thankful for everybody that checked in, man. I'm tired, man. We had to take the show just an hour. We had to start a little hour later tonight because of his busy schedule, man. The brother is who he say he is. He is busy. He is out there trying to make change in the community as well. I know you've seen a couple of comments from my brother Prentice Walker, man. He is another individual who is doing good things, not only just in Georgia, but also back in Kansas City, man. I look up to that brother. He is also another great mind. I actually met him playing ball too, you know. Strong brother on the court, man, but just good peoples, man. I've learned a lot from him. Good dude, great father, great husband, just good all around good people, man. And he know what he know. So sometimes I have to reach out to him to get information, man, for things that I'm trying to do business wise. So you know, P, I know you got a business out there too, man. I know you're in the real estate, man. If you want to drop that right quick, I'll tag it and throw it up for people to see if you want them to reach out to you for business, man. And anybody else, man, trying to wait for Brother Cho to get back in here. If y'all want to drop y'all business, man, go ahead and drop it right now, and I'll tag it on the screen so people can see it. And I'm a pub y'all because moving forward, and let me say this: moving forward, you know, there's a reason why I also changed the name because I'm rebranding. So I want to get into other things as far as how I want the show to go. You know, most of the things that I'm based in is based on the context of the compensatory code. But y'all don't need to hear about that every day, all day. You already know this exists. But I am going to contextualize things, and I'm going to have different people come on the show, and I will begin to expound on different subject matters. And I want it to be constructive. You know, I know I'm a very serious-minded individual. Every show may not be serious. I may have an easy, relaxed show to where it's fun. We might have a couple of laughs. You know, I know a lot of my partners, man, they want to have an all-out sports uh, debate. Like 10, 12 people want to, well, I can only put on 10 at a time, but they want to have a great sports debate. So I may do that, but I'm going to ease up the policy. But then one thing I'm not going to do, now I'm not playing about this. I'm not speaking about love and relationships. I'm not going there. I'm tired of that subject and conversation. Y'all can go to any other platform. You're not going to get it here. Now, if it's anything I'm going to talk about, it's going to be something positive for the brothers, positive for the sisters. And let me say this too, because it looks like I can't get the brother back. It look like I believe his phone was going dead. But let me say this to the ladies. Now, I posted some videos on my IG stories. I'm going to need y'all to really be careful when y'all out there shopping. I'm going to need y'all to really watch your back. The young lady was talking about, I think she was in Houston, Texas, where somebody left a napkin in her door. Now, you know what? She says she's a germaphobe, so she just kind of grabbed something and threw it on the ground, but she grabbed the handle with her door. Next thing you know, she's in the ER. That sex trafficking thing is real. It's something that bothers me. It's unsettling to me. It disturbs me. A lot of our women, a lot of our babies, young girls are missing. A lot of people out there in these sex trafficking rings, people who have survived that heinous lifestyle, they're now telling their stories and they now, you know, giving a testimony. I even personally know a friend of mine who moved from St. Louis down to Georgia over there on Fulton Industrial. And if you live in Atlanta, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Fulton Industrial. We've all, especially over there by the McDonald's, right as soon as you get off I-20, somebody tried to abduct her in broad daylight. Now you think, how does this happen? Listen, people got all kind of traps and weapons. They can create a diversion, make it seem like a bum looking for change. Next thing you know, they done punched you with a brick or with some brass knuckles, or come up behind you and give you a sleeping solution that just takes you out, shoot you. It's all kind of stuff that people will do. I really need y'all to be careful. Stop. I'm big on y'all arming yourselves, especially when you with your babies. These people try to catch you in your most vulnerable moment. I have to tell my own mother sometimes, like, you know, like, you got to be careful about how you go about doing things. I don't care if it's 12 o'clock noon, the sun is shining bright. Always watch your surroundings. If you somewhere with the elderly women, sometimes ask one of them young men to walk you to your car. Ask some people to keep an eye on you till you get you where you got to be. These people out here not playing, and we shouldn't be either. So listen, man, I can't get Brother Cho in here tonight. My brother, man, P2, man, I'm sorry I couldn't get to that question. But maybe I can hook y'all up, you know what I'm saying, offline. I'll set that meeting up because there's a couple other people that want to meet with the brother. But obviously, we're having some technical difficulties. I can't get the brother back. But again, man, I thank you all for checking in tonight, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And like I always say, man, don't never tell me what you know if you can't show me the reality, man. I always value y'all and I love y'all. I want y'all to have great, prosperous lives. And I don't know, man. I don't want y'all to think I'm all gushy and nothing like that, man. It ain't nothing like that. But, hey, man, I'm just pulling for everybody, man. And I want y'all to enjoy life and be happy. On that, peace and Allah you Akbar.